Hi everyone, this is Dorit The Connector, and my show today, Connecting with Dorit. I'm so excited because I've got Kim Shivler here from Kim Teaches Tech. And when I started talking to her about a month ago about what she offered, I was so excited about it, I knew I had to have her on the show. And so she's got something innovative, something new, and something I'd never heard of before. So I wanted you to hear this too. Kim, tell me a little bit, first of all, how you got into technology.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dorit. I came into technology in a roundabout way. My degree is actually in English. I focused in literature and creative writing. And to get out of taking calculus and trigonometry, I found out that I could get math credit for computer programming. And that seemed better to me. So I took these programming, yes, it was a shortcut. And I took these programming classes and I loved them. I had a good time. And during that time frame I found applications, which are, word processors, spreadsheets, that type of thing. And I found out, hey, I can do my writing a lot easier with a word processor. And I started working with those. Went ahead and finished my degree. Did my master's in education and actually taught school for a few years. When I found that myself in the late 80s, when all the companies started having computer programs come in big time, and because I had that education background and the knowledge of the computers, I made a career of it. I went into technology. I was a corporate trainer. I became a systems administrator, learned my own basic programming, started doing HTML before there was what we call a World Wide Web now.
Yeah.
And have been there ever since.
So you were really early in the business, very early.
I was early in today's society, look at computers, I was very early.
Yes. So tell us about this new exciting product that you have and tell us how you came upon it. What's the story behind it?
Okay, absolutely. Right now I'm focused on security products. And it's because I've been doing web development for over 20 years. And what I find is a lot of people have websites, and I work with people on websites and I help train them with their websites. That's one of my favorite things to do. But what I found was most websites don't even have doors and windows. Forget locks.
Right.
And we're seeing a lot more hacking and a lot more security breaches.
Right.
So I actually have created a product for small businesses with their websites to at least lock it down. Nothing's 100%. But we go in and we put the doors and the windows and the locks in, as well as think of it as your security system, where we monitor their site so that if there is a breach, it's cleaned and taken care of for them.
Wow. So I was amazed by this because I had only heard about software break-ins and hacking. I had never heard about your whole website being broken into.
Right.
So this is a protection feature that we all can use, anyone that has a website, right?
Yes. And the really scary thing is not only are the websites being broken into, most people, or frequently, people don't even know that they've been broken into. They've been hacked, and what happens is they go behind the scenes.
Right.
They put code in behind the scenes, and you don't know you've been hacked until Google or one of the search engines flags your site as a malware site, a site that has dangerous software on it.
So this really has very bad repercussions to the person that owns the business and has the website.
Absolutely. Could hurt your online reputation. If I'm looking for you, and Google says don't go to their site, it's dangerous, I'm not going to go.
Right, right. It's a big red flag.
Absolutely.
Right. So what else do you do? What other things do you offer with this, sir?
Well, with the service, that's it. We're a security package. We lock down their site. We help them understand the risks also. Okay. And then it's ongoing monitoring. Then my other passions around that are to really help people understand whatever pieces of their site they want to understand, whether they want to update it themselves. I love to teach. I love to empower people. So if they want to update their sites themselves, that's great. Or maybe they just want to know enough to hire the right person, to know the questions to ask.
Right.
So I work with people a lot on that also.
So you take care of the maintenance?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Great.
Or help them to if they want. A lot of times people want you to set up the site. They want to do their own maintenance or have their admin do it.
Right.
As opposed to paying a developer to do very basic, easy things.
How long does it take to install that particular tool so that people don't get hacked into?
Oh, the security piece? The technical hours that it takes is
Right.
probably about 4 to 5 hours.
Really?
When someone engages us to do it, we actually take a week because we do it in stages. For example, one of the big holes that I see in people's security site, in their websites, period, is they don't have good backups or any backup at all. Now, whether you're hacked or not, you're really at risk if you've put all that time into a site and there's no backup.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
start by backing up their site, checking the backups, making sure they're good,
Okay.
and then we make a process out of it.
Right, right.
Before it's turned over to them and then monitored during an ongoing time frame.
Wow, that's great. I want to talk a little bit about how you started the business and how it went, because most people that are starting their own businesses, it's very challenging, as I know.
Right.
And I know you came from an entrepreneurial family, so maybe you can talk a little bit about how that contributed to your opening up your own business.
Absolutely. And I will say this is not my first business. I'm, like my family, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've owned many businesses and some in even different fields, not all technology. But I did come from a family of entrepreneurs, and so my family had done everything from owned marinas, clothing stores,
Wow.
a motel. My dad was a developer. And what I really learned from them is that if you treat it like a job, in the sense of you've got to take it seriously and you've got a plan, but then let go of the fear and push forward, you can do it. The biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs make is either they let fear stop them, or they don't treat it as serious as they would if someone else had hired them. They treat it more like a hobby, and that can kill any business. Now, in the future, you may be able to build your business up. My father built one of his restaurants up to where he was not there very often. But
Right.
in the very beginning, he was there
Right.
pretty much 24 hours a day.
Absolutely.
So you've got to plan that time to treat it really, really like the hardest job you've ever had to get it going. Plan, do your business plans. Don't just fly off the cuff with it, because you don't know what's going on. If you do, the numbers tell you. And then you can work your way into taking that Saturday off if you want to.
So what's the best piece of advice you could give to someone that's just starting out?
It would be, like I said, take it seriously and get yourself a serious business plan, marketing plan, and then follow it. Absolutely.
Okay. And do you find that people step by step, they're not focused when they start their businesses? They really are kind of floundering?
Yes, frequently.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of people are floundering, but there are a lot of resources out there for you. So
Right.
get help from people who've done it before.
Right.
There are many places you can find help on how to build a business plan and how to build a marketing plan. And with today's software, once it's implemented, once it's in there, you can even follow it pretty easily.
Yeah.
You can put it in your calendar. You can actually make a project out of it and really, build your business successfully.
Kim, I know you're a wealth of knowledge, so what other things do you offer people as far as products or services from your business?
Okay. I offer all technology products at this time, and that goes from building kind of what we have, a website in a box, which is a 5 to 6 page website.
A
ready to go.
website in a box.
That's what we call it.
Okay.
Sometimes people call them ready sites, where we have a group of templates, and you pick the template you want. You're gonna develop your content. We're
Okay.
gonna help you. One thing different with my website in a box than some of the others are that I do include a basic security lockdown as part of it.
That's great.
Also give you an hour of SEO coaching with an excellent SEO coach, so that you
I
start
think I know
off
who that is.
on the right way. Absolutely.
That must be Dagmar Gattel.
That is Dagmar Gattel, and she can get you started on the right way. Why not start
right
in the right direction?
She's fabulous, so I know
And,
that's great for anyone starting out. They need to have SEO. Yeah.
So I have that, and then I have training classes where, say you have already got a site and you want to be able to update it, you want to learn a little bit more about it, maybe you want to learn how to turn it into an affiliate site to make some money. I have classes surrounding that, both webinars and remote classes, as
Okay.
well as on-site classes in my office in Deerfield Beach.
Great. Yeah, and you have great offices in a fabulous location.
Thank you.
I love going to Oceans 234, right across the street in Deerfield.
Me too.
Why don't you give your address and phone number and how people can reach you on your website?
Absolutely. The address is actually street address 245 Northeast 75th. But if you know Deerfield, it's actually on the curve on Deerfield Beach, which is Ocean Boulevard, directly across the street from Oceans 234. We're that office building. So the mailing address confuses people.
Okay.
My number is 561-573-3852. And my website is kimteachestech.com. Email, pretty easy, kim@kimteachestech.com.
Why don't you spell that website out so that people can't make any mistakes and they will
Absolutely.
be able to find you, right?
Absolutely. So KIMTEACHESTECH.com.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Kim, for being here. I'm so excited about your new product. I think it's definitely very valuable, and I think people really need it. And I had never heard about websites being hacked, really. So, and then funny enough, after I talked to you the first time, then a client of mine told me all her stuff disappeared. And I knew who to call, you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Dorit.
It's Connecting with Dorit. And today we have a special guest, Stacey Aberle, and she is a clinical psychotherapist as well as doing alternate
modalities.
Modalities,
Yes.
that's it. Modalities such as Reiki, EMDR is
Yes,
a big one,
absolutely.
and crystals, and she'll tell us about
tell
all
you.
of them. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So why don't we start and tell me, I know you grew up in New Mexico,
I did.
and I know that that was a big influence for you.
Absolutely.
Starting your spiritual path. So tell us a little bit about that and how you got into this.
Sure. New Mexico, coming from New Mexico, definitely had me gravitating towards the Native American pathways, as well as the holistic earth medicine. So basically, it has allowed me to broaden my clinical skills, my clinical avenues, including my spirituality in what I'm doing right now and in my private practice, which we'll get more into that. But yes, absolutely. Gravitated exactly.
Was it a big step or a risk? You know, usually when people start their own businesses, it's a big step.
It was a big step, and the way that I differ from other people, and this is what the big step how it came about,
Right.
is that I was working in the clinical in hospitals, working under psychiatrists, working in the clinical field and into the medical model, and I did that for a number of years and decided I wanted to go into private practice, but also incorporate my spirituality, my other healing modalities. I'm a Reiki master. Also working, like I said, holistic earth medicine, which we'll talk a little bit about. So that was a big step. Moving down here to South Florida, it's booming, and I'm just so blessed.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So I'm really curious about hearing more about EMDR
Yes.
because I've never heard about it before.
Okay.
Can you tell me something about it? What
Yes,
you do?
absolutely. EMDR is actually one of my clinical modalities that I use that I also used in the clinical setting. It was originally developed about 30 years ago, and it was discovered that during the sleep and dream cycle of a person, your eyes are moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that is your brain processing events, sometimes past events. And what EMDR does is it uses this function of the brain to go to on a conscious level, because in the dream state, it's unconscious. And so this is at a conscious level, reprocessing, in a sense, negative thoughts and beliefs that a person may be having about themselves or problems that may be causing them in their lives, and turning them into adaptive and positive ones.
Wow. Now, what does that, how do you address, what kinds of things do you address with that?
I address everything with that. I have found it was originally developed for trauma. And it's not one of the number one things that the Veterans Administration uses for post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's being it's highly recognized. But I can use it for addictions, for depression, anxiety. I have found that it can be utilized with almost any issue, any problem area that a client comes to me with.
So I have an issue. I would say I'm an emotional eater.
Okay.
So is that something that it could assist me with or address?
100%.
What do you mean 100%?
100%, because everything that we do is based on a belief within ourselves. And so as an emotional eater, or it could have something to do with maybe your past, or what is the belief that you have about yourself that's keeping you stuck? Because for many of my clients, they're stuck, they're in a fear mode, or it's an unveiling of your true inner spirit and light. But using EMDR, it's permanent, it's fast, it gets the job done. It's the brain working for you. It's.
So you're saying, and how long would this take to, like 5 sessions, 10 sessions?
No, 1 session. I mean,
What?
I'm telling you, most of my clients, when they come to me, they will come to me for a specific issue.
Right.
And we'll get down to really what is the core of their belief, which I'll give you typical core beliefs. I'm not good enough. Something's wrong with me. I'm powerless. I mean, all of these are attached sometimes to events in our life. Well, we figure those out and we work those out. The brain, using EMDR, we work those out. After 1 session, whatever event or whatever that issue is that we worked on is reprocessed permanently. And when I see my clients on a regular,
That's amazing.
It is.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
You'll see.
I will.
Come to me.
I'm coming to
Yeah,
you.
you will see, and you'll leave, and you'll go, oh my goodness, and then you'll want to come back, and this is where people come back to me because there's other stuff you want to work on, but it shortens the therapy time by months and years. It's amazing.
Wow, so you must really have a line standing out the door.
I'm getting one. Yes.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it works. It gives you results.
That's fantastic, Stacy. Tell me about some of the other modalities that you use.
I'm a Reiki master. So energy work is absolutely essential to me because of my own spiritual beliefs, but energy is around us all. So doing Reiki, I also am very into my stones, into my healing, using crystals for therapy, crystals for healing, crystals for divination, that type of thing. I have a little toolbox that I'm able to use now in my private practice that I can pull upon that really brings that holistic me into with my clients. I call myself the holistic healing artisan because I'm also an artist, and I also do different jewelry, paintings, different things for the soul, and it's like I'm branching out in a whole new direction, and it's just coming together wonderfully.
That's fantastic.
And helping to heal
Wow.
other people, because all of the modalities, by the way, are modalities that I have used for myself, because going through the struggles that I did
Right.
early on were all ones that I've went through, and,
Right.
I've been through a lot.
What happened to you when you used EMDR? What did you work on?
Well, whenever I first went to a therapist, this is about 12 years ago, that did EMDR, I was amazed at the change in my belief system about myself. My core belief was there's something wrong with me. I'm not good enough.
Right.
I'm going to fail. And that was something that had to do with me as from a young child. There was something that was a message that I kept hearing. And so I ended up over time believing that. Even though I knew it wasn't true, it's still, EMDR is matching the brain with the heart, and it just melts together.
Oh, wow, that's a
And
beautiful way to say it.
yeah, and so
Definitely.
after that first session with a therapist, I went, I have to learn this modality,
Right.
and I did, and I started in practice in the hospitals and the clinical settings, and brought it into there, and have used it ever since.
Well, because a lot of times, logically, we know something,
There you go.
and emotionally,
There you go.
they don't go together.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely, and that I work every single day with my clients, and they know they're a good person, but it doesn't really feel like it, and we get to the bottom of, well, why doesn't it? What happened? And we'll go back in time. I mean, and things will come up, and then we process it out with the EMDR using the eye movements, and it's beautiful. I'm telling you, it's
fantastic.
The first time anybody tries it, you'll be amazed, and I can't wait to. I
know. I'm going to be thrilled.
Absolutely.
If I can finally get these last 30 pounds off, it would be wonderful.
That's okay.
And people will see it, so then you
That's
know.
right.
I'm going to be a good testimonial for you,
right.
for sure. That's great. So now tell me, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we close today? Like we have a minute or so.
Basically, I'm located in downtown Delray.
Mm-hmm.
I have an office there. I do sessions. I cannot do EMDR over the phone. I have to be that in person.
Okay.
But I also do. My business is extended. I do sessions over Skype because I do therapy. I'm a therapist.
Right.
So there's many things that I can do that people don't even have to be present for. We do it Skype over the phone. I work with people's energy. I work intuitively. So I pull in all of those things. But I am located here in downtown Delray. My website is, I have a company name, by the way. I am like my own brand, I feel like, but my company name, is Healing Spirit for Life. You can find me on Facebook, Healing Spirit for Life.
Why don't you give us your phone number?
My phone number is 850-377-6909.
Okay, some people might have ran off to get a pen.
Okay.
So I want you to say it again and give your website.
Okay, www.healingspiritforlife. You can also go to www.stacyaberle.com.
Go ahead and spell your name. Yeah.
STACYABERLE. And that's stacyaberle.com. You can also reach me at 850-377-6909.
All right, Stacey, I want to say thank you very much.
I'm
so excited that you were one of my first guests.
Yes.
I knew you had to be.
Thank
you. This is a show that's going to go out all around the world, and my connecting encompasses the whole world. So if you want to contact me, call me at 561-826-7619. Thank you. Bye, everybody.